Hi everybody. So I want us to talk a little bit more about division with remainders. I did a video the other day and then you watched one from the Math Acrobat, I think it's called, yesterday. And this is a really, really hard thing to learn. It's hard to learn when you're in school sitting next to a teacher. So we're going to do lots of practice. All right, so here's the first problem that I want to work on today. I want to do 25 divided by 4 using the long division method. And I want to talk about how we would go about that. So if we had 25 kids and we wanted to make 4 teams, we're trying to find out how many kids would be on each team. And we need to, as the Acrobat said, find the just right number. And one way to do that is to have a thinking bubble. Oops, you're not seeing this. There. Having a thought bubble really, really helps. So the other day I wrote out the multiples of 4, and you could still do that. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32, etc. Or you could look at your times table, orange paper if you have it. But something else that you can do is you can do a thought bubble, and you can say 4 times what is close to 25. And in that thought bubble, you would be thinking about your 4s. 4 times 5 is 20. 4 times 6 is 24. 4 times 7 is 28. So you could do that thinking in your head, or you can write it out. So if I do the thinking in my head, I know that 4 times 6 is 24 is as close as I can get. So I would write 4 times 6 is 24. 4 times 6 is 24. 4 times 6 is 24. I know that's the hard part, finding out where all the parts go and what they mean. When we subtract, we'll find there's 1 left over. I cannot make another group of 4. I only have 1. So this means there would be 6 kids on each team, 25 kids on 4 teams, 6 kids on each team with 1 kid left over who could be running the Gatorade out to the players, or they could substitute in later. So that's how we do these problems. So I'm going to put another one on the board, and I want you to pause and grab a piece of paper and something to write with. I'd like you to do it with me while we go. All right, pause, find some paper and something to write with. You found something? All right, so let's say that we had 37 muffins, and we need to put them on 5 trays, and we want them to be put on the trays evenly. That's important when you talk about division, to make sure that you're talking about even groups. So if I have 37 muffins and I want to put them on 5 trays, then I want to make a thought bubble. And I want to say to myself, 5 times what would come close to 37? So will you write this all down? I'll wait for you. Okay. So 5 times what is close to 37? I know that it will not be even because all of the multiples of 5 end in 0 and 5. And this is a 7, so it's not going to come out even. There'll be a remainder. 5 times 5 is 25. 5 times 6 is 30. 5 times 7 is 35. 5 times 8 is 40. That would be like writing your multiples of 5 down on the paper, which you can do if that's the best way for you. Or you can look on the orange paper, or you can think, if you know your 5s in your head, you could think about it. And I know that 5 times 7 is 35 is the closest that I can get without going over. So I would say 5 times 7 is 35. You ready to write it? Okay. 5 times 7 is 35. You write that. 5 times 7 is 35. 5 times 7 is 35. Now we're subtracting to find out if there are any left. And there are 2 left. Can I make another group of 5 with 2? Can I fill another tray? No, I cannot. So there are 37 muffins on 5 trays. There will be 7 muffins on each tray with 2 left over. Okay. I hope you were writing along. It really does help you to learn not just to watch and listen, but to try it with me. So let's try another one. 29. I've been thinking of Easter baskets. So 29 chocolate rabbits, the mini size, and I'm going to put them in 6 Easter baskets for my grandkids and my kids. So how many would they each get? They sure want to get even, right? It wouldn't be fair to give some more than others. So I'm looking at my 6 tables now. How do I know that? Well, because I'm trying to divide it into 6 baskets. So I need to know how many will be in each basket. So I'm thinking about my 6s. So in my thought bubble, I'm thinking 6 times what would be close to 29. So you can write your 6s. You can think your 6s. You can look up your 6s on your chart, your multiplication chart. And I know that 6 times 5 is 30. And that is too high. So it must be 6 times 4 is 24 that's going to work this time. And all of this I'm thinking in my head. Are you ready? You write it. What do you think is going to go here and here? I'll wait for you. Right, we decided 6 times 4 is 24, so you would write 6 times 4 is 24. 6 times 4 is 24. Do you remember what we do next? Some people try to memorize the steps, but I try to think about why would I do this. I'm trying to find out if there are enough left to make another group. So I'll subtract. 9 minus 4 is 5. Wow, that is so close. I almost could have made another group because 6 times 5 is 30. But that big remainder is okay because we were trying to put them in 6 baskets. And if I put one more in each basket, that will not come out even. So each basket will get 4 mini chocolate bunnies, and there will be 5 left over. Almost enough to put one more in each basket, but not quite. So it's a remainder of 5, even though it's bigger than this. The important thing is that it was not bigger than the number of baskets, so I cannot put more bunnies in each. Okay, so I'm going to put one more problem up. $27 Easter eggs, all hidden around the house. And let's see, 4 kids are searching for eggs. It probably wouldn't come out like this, but let's say that they all got the same amount of eggs when the race was done. So how many Easter eggs would they find each? 4 times what comes close to 27? So boys and girls, I'd like you to try to finish that. Put it on pause. Work on this problem all by yourself. Rewind the video if you need to help yourself. And then I will finish it up. You can, after you're done trying it, then you can start us up again. Okay, go. All right, so let's see how you did. You probably said 4 times 6 is 24 was as close as you could get because 4 times 7 is 28, and that's too big. So 4 times 6 is 24, and you subtracted and got a remainder of 3. Sometimes kids tell me that the answer is 24. Some kids have told me that. They've said, Mrs. Breuer, I did the problem and the answer is 24. Nope, the answer is 6 remainder 3. But 24 is the important part that you did when you're doing your thinking in the thought bubble. 4 times 6 is 24. So when you found that 24, then you subtract, and 6 remainder 3 is the actual answer to this problem, although 24 is part of the work. All right, I know it's hard. I'll put a couple in the assignment part for you to try, and good luck. Keep trying. We'll get there.